Good afternoon. It is Monday, February 21st, 2022. Tomorrow will be 2022 222. So you got 22 2022 tomorrow. Today is a big day. I'm going to show you some things that have shocked me today. This one being the first. But before I get to that, before I get to the heart-wrenching story, let me show you what the globalists, this is Klaus Schwab, has planned for you and me and everyone on the planet. A digital ID implanted into your vein or your skin or wherever they want to inject it into you. It says, at first, these are in quotes, at first, we will implant them in your clothes. Check. And your animals. Okay, he didn't say animals that time, but they're in the animals. We will implant them in our brains and on our skin. In the end, maybe there will be direct communication between your brain and the digital world. How would you like to interface with the computer? How would you like to be uploaded into the computer? That's what they're experimenting on before they do it to themselves. So let's watch and hear what he has to say. Okay, I'm going to have to read it because it's in. Okay. It says today, at the end of this, we are talking about chips that can be implanted. This was an interview done January 10th, 2016. How many years ago? 6? 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 6 years ago. He says, when will that be? Certainly in the next 10 years. So they have 4 more years to finish this off. At first, we implant them into our clothes. Then, in your brain, in your skin. Direct communication between your brain and the digital world. What we see is a kind of fusion of the physical, digital, and biological world. We call someone, we don't even have the reflex to take device. It's done naturally. The technique continues. The body, I guess. Yes, you talk and you say, I want to be connected with someone right now or anyone. And first you have the personalized bots. And I saw that Mr. Zuckerberg or Zucker, somebody, predicted that at the end of the year he will have his robots.
J'ai vu que M. Zuckerberg a prédit qu'à la fin de l'année, il va avoir son robot.
And first you have the personalized bots, and I read that. His personalized butler. Our servant, our slave. Like Downton Abbey? Ha ha ha! We will have our own personal robot, butler, our servant, our slave? Yes, but there is a difference. It is a servant that with artificial intelligence learns, and that it is not only your assistant for manual work,
L'intelligence artificielle apprend et qui n'est pas seulement votre assistant pour des travaux manuels qui
But that can really be an intellectual partner for you. Sound like he said travel.
peut vraiment être un partenaire intellectuel de vous.
So, do you remember that movie, or maybe you didn't see it? There was a movie with a lady who has her own personal duplicate. It's like an android, or, and she sits at home and everything, and then it goes out there for her and she interfaces with it. So she's it. Like she's not in that body, but she's in that brain of the android. That's kind of what I see happening, where, that's the lure I think that they have for you. Like, oh, you don't have to be, get all prettied up and go out. Just let the bot go out for you and do the hard labor and come home, and you can just plug it into the wall and you can just monitor it while it's out, and you'll know what it's saying and doing the whole time. I don't think that gets that far. So, here's this heart-wrenching story that I wanted to share with you. Go ahead and play it first, because it's all coming to the mark of the beast, you guys. It's all coming to the end right now. This tyranny is here. And some people might think, oh, it's just Canada. No. Look how fast Ottawa went from not being Ottawa. I mean, sure, they don't have guns, but what good are guns when you have, LRAD, on the cops? I'll show you a picture of that in a minute.
North are clearly losing it. The Prime Minister, who needs a history lesson and a haircut, has declared war on Canadian citizens like they're an ISIS caliphate. Emergency powers, freezing bank accounts, and threatening to take away protesters' dogs and children. Dana Perino's very upset. It's getting so bad up there, government forces are even targeting innocent gelato shops, like this one here in Ottawa, Canada. Turns out, the owner of Stella Luna Cafe made a giant mistake. She privately supported the Freedom Truckers convoy with a $250 donation. Her donation then leaked and was made public. Her gelato shop was then doxxed and began receiving threats. Lunatics threatening her with violence and vandalism, treating her like a Salem witch, all because she showed her support for freedom. The owner of Stella Luna Gelato Cafe, Tammy Giuliani, no relation to Rudy, is here with us now. All right, Tammy, what exactly is going on up there with your shop?
Well, I should preface by saying that I have a tendency to think with my heart and not with my head. And does that get me in trouble? A lot. And would I change that about myself? Not in a million years. And when I heard about a group of people that were willing to drive all the way across the country in below 30 weather to gather peacefully in front of Parliament and to stand up for their beliefs and to say, maybe this whole mandating the existence out of everyone needs to be revisited, my heart said no. And I don't think anyone, and I certainly don't think anyone could have imagined that it would have transformed into something like we're witnessing today.
Yeah, we're witnessing complete chaos, and I don't know how to describe it, but you probably know better than I do since you're up there. What has been the blowback for you and your shop, and what kind of threats and harassment have you faced after that donation was made public?
Well, you need to understand that Stella Luna is our livelihood, and my husband and our children and son-in-law all work for the business. It's how we pay our rent. It's how we keep our lights on. It's how we eat. So we feel very passionately about eating. And everyone has pushed really hard over the past 2 years trying to keep this business alive. So we have this passion, and it just keeps going on and on. So I reached into my personal pocket and I pulled out $250 of my personal money, and I gave a donation to fill a gas tank of someone so they didn't have to sleep in -30 in the cold that night. And I think that decision speaks to my humanity and not to political beliefs. But attacking our children, attacking our team, that's unconscionable. And I think never in my 56 years have I ever experienced a country so divided, so full of hatred towards friends and neighbors. Sorry, I lost you there. So full of hatred towards their friends and neighbors. They might have opinions that differ from theirs, but they're so willing to publicly shame and humiliate and spew forth angry vitriol. We have been called terrorist for the first 36 hours. We were inundated with hatred, with threats of violence. People threatened our team on the phone, telling them, we're coming to get you. We're going to throw bricks through your window. You'll pay for this, you Nazi supporter. I personally have been called a disgusting pig of a woman and that I should rot in hell. Our rural shop out in Merrickville, Ontario, someone draped a large bed sheet over our sign. I'm sorry. It's been a tough few days, and I think, the sign read, "Tammy supports terrorists." Now, Mama Bear is going to dig out her claws on that one, and we're getting the video surveillance and the incident, and we will pursue that with the police. But late yesterday afternoon, messages of support and encouragement started to arrive, and people from coast to coast to coast throughout Canada and the US. And, they've been buying gift cards online and calling themselves guardian angels. So, we're going to use those funds to help pay the staff for their missed shifts and get some security guards in to make sure everybody's safe and that they feel safe coming to work. But the phone has been ringing off the hook all day today from calls all over Canada, all over the US, sharing stories of losing their jobs because of bankruptcy or because they refuse to get vaccinated, losing their homes. We've heard tragic stories. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. But
I
just give me
understand.
one second. We've heard so many stories from people calling to support us because, we're pretty insignificant and we're just a little gelato shop. And all we want to do is make really good gelato. And so to have our, to be targeted and have our staff targeted and our children targeted, because I decided to reach in my pocket and, fill the gas can of some guy I didn't want to see sleep in the cold overnight. But our kids arrived at the shop today, and there were heart-shaped balloons hanging from the door handle, and the window was covered with little sticky notes, and they were all these inspirational messages of encouragement. I think our favorite, which sums it up in a nutshell, so to speak, was somebody said, "Pistachios before politics."
That's wonderful. Well, Tammy, you are such a perfect person. I love you. The audience loves you. You're a total sweetheart. I can see how hard this has been for you, but how inspiring you've been for us and for the community up there. And we're at Jesse Waters Primetime. We're going to order a boatload of pistachio. I don't care how we get it here. We're going to get it here, and we're going to order a hell of a lot of it. So, keep up the good fight.
One thing?
Yes.
One message I want to leave people with, and
Sure.
it's truly thank you so much for everyone, for all over, for contributing, buying gift cards. But we think we all need a healthy dose of positivity and love and respect, and we all need a whole lot less judgment and hate. And I think if people would just, before they open their mouth or they start tapping away on their keyboards, if they could just listen to their heart and find their humanity, the world would be better served.
Well said. Tammy for Prime Minister of Canada. I think it starts right
never.
here. Thank you so much, Tammy.
Never.
You're the best. That was very, very moving, and we support you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page.
Okay. That's a heart-wrenching video there. That was on Fox News. Okay. Got this one. Okay. I'm going to try to go through these pretty quick.
All services.
There's a good amount,
You need
so
to check your moral compass.
they're not that long though. There's only
I know your conscience
couple that
inside
are-
of you was saying, this is wrong. I should not be doing this.
Oh, this is a Canadian police officer, a constable, Brian Dennison, and he's talking about the Canadian police officers. He's talking to them.
You need to step off the line. All of you. You need to continue to be that person that stands up and protects the Canadian citizens. Those protesters in Ottawa were peaceful. They were loving.
Mm-hmm.
They were those folks that are your neighbors.
Yep.
You want to know why I know that? I was there. I was a peaceful protester. I spoke on that stage.
Good
I
for
walked
you.
around for hours, both during the day and at night. What Trudeau has said in the lying mainstream media is all untrue. You were acting on lies. Your leadership is acting on lies. They are not upholding their oath to the people of Canada. I'm appealing to you as a police officer to not partake in what you know is wrong and unlawful. You are hurting other Canadians, your neighbors, the same people that live in your communities, the same people that you see at hockey games when you take your children.
This is all getting very, very personal. It's hard to watch some of them. Okay, I got a couple of really touching stories. I want to do it first. Yeah, this is one of them.
I just want to get a coffee, okay?
Why
Can
is
I
the
get a
camera
coffee?
in my face right now? Are you
You-
here partaking?
You walked
Right
up
now
to
you're
me.
in the red zone?
I'm scared. I want to go for a coffee down there. Can I go
where's
for
your
a coffee?
residence, ma'am? Still being
Pardon?
arrested right
Do you
now.
live
in this?
No,
You're
I
not
don't live
excluded
here,
from that.
but I'm
Where do you live?
Alberta.
Time for you to leave.
I can't even go down there for a coffee.
No, go grab yourself in the red zone right now. If you don't leave right now, you will be arrested. Do you understand me?
I can't go for a coffee.
Grab yourself, because if we see you, we'll be patrolling all day. If we see you again, it'll be different.
Look how he grabs her camera.
I tell you, take your camera and get out of here. Do you understand that? Walk away. Your phone doesn't need to be in our face when you're walking away. Go. Are you gonna walk, or are you gonna get arrested?
I was
Go
walking
now.
away.
Get out of here.
Oh my goodness. Hope you can go to sleep at night.
Yeah. And go to sleep at night. How do these people live with themselves? Okay. Let's see. Was this one of them? Oh, this was the LRAD on the jacket. Look at this.
What would you say also also needs to go into then when this is all over, all said and done, that goes into what the strategy was here, what the that the plan was. What would you say also needs to go into then when this is all over, all said and done, that goes into what the strategy was here, what the that the plan was.
Did you see the guy's jacket? I don't understand that, LRAD, how they can see that right there. That's where their badge number goes. They have them all blacked out. You're not going to believe the amount of cops that was there. It's incredible. Okay, here's these two guys' story. I got a lot of good stories
Would
today.
you have ever thought that in a nation like Canada, this kind of tyranny would be taking place?
At Parliament's doorstep.
Parliament's doorstep. And I apologize to the rest of the individuals of my faith, because we have a member in Parliament, Jagmeet Singh, the leader of the NDP, a complete scumbag. Him, his brother, his entire party. They like to talk about, we're all about the people, the labor force, equity in rights, equity in terms of, freedoms all across the board, making sure that everyone's safe. They're all about the social needs and access to them. Well, guess what? They're involved. They're the ones helping Trudeau close down bank accounts, and they're compliant. So even if you're silent on these issues, that's compliance as well. So we would like everyone to know that Jagmeet Singh doesn't represent the Sikhs, and he never did. He tugged on our heartstrings to make it seem like just because he looks like us, he could get us to vote for him. I've never voted for him in any election. I've never voted for Trudeau either. And I will continue not to vote for these oppressors, and we will make sure that we will still remain here to fight for our freedoms, and we're here till the end.
Okay, I don't know what that meant, but so yeah, this is the one with the gelato. So it says, demonstrators, you must leave. You must cease further unlawful activity and immediately remove your vehicle and or property from all unlawful protest sites. Anyone within the unlawful protest site may be arrested. Okay, make this bigger. Okay. For the 32nd Saturday in a row, oh, this is Paris. I'll go ahead and play it. The 32nd week in a row, all these cops, see, they got a different hat on, and then they're carrying their helmet. I think they're walking with them. That's what it says. That they've like sort of joined with the protesters in the parade, or whatever you want to call it, a rally. And he's got his weapon there. It looks like they're walking with them, though. Look right through here, like they're side by side right here. Did they just happen to be walking in the same direction, or have they joined them? I don't know. It says that they walked with them or joined with them. I bet it feels good, though, to walk next to the people with the oaths that they've taken. This guy's smiling. Look how big. He's smiling. The rest of them look sort of defeated, though. Like, we have to do this. I don't know. Like, why would they... Unless they were... Well, it'd be nice if they were mixed in with them. I don't trust that they're joined with them necessarily. Here's what it says. For the 32nd Saturday in a row, Parisians took to the streets to demand the end of COVID restrictions and vaccine passports. Except this time, the police joined the protesters. Take a look. So, I don't know. Okay, this is Calgary. Okay. Thousands march in a mass, Switzerland, I'm sorry, protest against vaccine passes and COVID tyranny today in Zurich, Switzerland. Okay. And let's see, that one's Ottawa. Let me try to get through the ones. This one's Calgary. Just a drone footage. So you can see all the people from a drone. I love drone footage. It's a good amount of people in Calgary. Whatever you want to call it, wake up, because it's here. Calgary stands with Ottawa against martial law today. This was the 19th, day before yesterday. So a lot of people left Ottawa and went to Calgary, or trying to think of the other one. Good amount of people, huh? So they might have left Ottawa, but looky there. Oh, Quebec. That was, people went to Quebec and Calgary. It's going to keep going. The more they learn about what this actually is that they're sticking into the children, the more they're going to do it. The more they're going to be like, no way, no more. And then the cops are going to beat people up, like right here. This is like the third one that I've seen where they're just like beating the crap out of people. That's not fair, you know? 5-on-1. Ugh, that makes me mad. Can't stand that. Oh, this guy. Can't wait till you see his demonic little look. Trucker blockade in D.C. for the State of the Union. The protest is spreading.
That little talk.
Okay.
A stirring that says you are.
Okay, I'm going to go back to that one because I can't see past my camera there. If you're involved in this protest, we will actively look to identify you and follow up with the financial sanctions and criminal charges. And I was going to see like where their cameras are, because they have started wearing cameras now. This one's in Ottawa, but they have people all the way from Vancouver there, which I've heard is a very long way. It was not enough to use horses and tear gas. Now it will be financial sanctions and criminal charges. Okay, this is about the United States that I was shocked when I saw that. It says Biden extended the federal national emergency declaration. Did anyone else know about this? There's no end in sight. Biden quietly extends the federal national emergency declaration related to COVID beyond the termination date of March 1st and provides no end date. So I'd like to know more about that, because I didn't know what it meant for Canada when they had the Emergency Act. And did you know that they're voting on that today? So they went ahead and did this to the campers, and all the people in the trucks took their vehicles and pounded them or whatever. They took like these big forklift things and rammed them, and then pulled and then de-thinged the trailers, and it was kind of abusive to the trucks the way that they did it, but they didn't know what, I don't think they knew what they were doing. There's footage of that. They didn't think they had footage, I don't think. But yeah, Stunt Dummies got the footage. Okay, this is one of the campers that they went in and look at the kind of tools they have. Like, they're just like, they're not nice. Breaking windows and stuff like that. Of course, they're going to sell this stuff. I'm just hoping that people will buy it for cheap and sell it back to them. Or that God will bless them. So they're just, you know, stealing vehicles now. First they stole the gas, now they're stealing vehicles. Okay, this was in Austria. Australia too has been, but I don't think I have one for the past couple of days from Australia. This is Austria. Isn't that amazing? It's like a war drumbeat. They sound like war. I think things are inching towards World War III, man. Alex Jones would say World War IV or World War V, but I think this is a repeat of World War II. Nazis. It's almost over. It's kind of eerie, isn't it? Okay, here is Paris. Uh-oh. We got music. Can't play music. Liberté. Freedom. Paris. So they got a United States flag there. That's cool. Canada. There's a Canada flag. And then red, white, and blue like that is Paris. Cool. Wonder what that red and yellow one is. There's another American flag. There's a Paris flag with that on it. I don't know what that black one is. Liberty. Oh, it's Don't Tread on Me. I'd love to read the signs. I've been having so much fun reading the signs in Ottawa. I got pictures of a bunch of them. Liberté. I don't know what that yellow and red one is. I'm gonna have to learn what the ones are for Ukraine. It's like yellow and blue. And Russia. I don't even know what the Russia flags. I know it's got red in it, but that's all I know. We're gonna know because it's coming. Okay, this one was that the one about the United States. All right, this one's Quebec. So they left Ottawa and they went to Quebec to avoid the cops, I guess, you know. There was only 500 or 600 cops in Ottawa the past couple of days. Some people think the United Nations was there. They did sign that agreement. And I don't know, when it's an emergency act, if they pass that today, maybe that gives permission for the UN to step in. They're all talking like, oh, it's time. We gotta let the, you know, we gotta let them get a clamp down on everything, but they won't give it back. They'll clamp it down and then they won't give it back. And then the mainstream media will just tell you whatever you want to hear, or, you know, whatever the agenda is. That's what this guy is, and they ran him off a couple times. Hold on. You got to hear this lady. It's great. Sorry, it's low. He can't even do his report. I think it's great. They're like heckling him. I've seen that guy get heckled a couple times. Okay, this is the mayor of Ottawa, Jim Watson, in an interview with the state broadcaster, praises Trudeau's use of the Emergencies Act and is looking into selling confiscated Convoy protesters' trucks and RVs. What a greedy...
What do you make of how far the police have managed to get today?
Well, they've done a remarkable job both last night and today. As you pointed out, they've got Wellington Street cleaned up. Most of the trucks have been towed away. And I now just got word that the Sir John A. Macdonald Parkway, most of the trucks are removed from that section in the west end of the city as well. So they've made a lot of progress.
Watch his shoulder. See that? Watch his shoulder. Twitch, twitch. I'm going to keep pointing it out to you, too.
They've made a lot of progress. They've been very measured in the response. It's a really tough assignment for police officers.
I think it's like a little devil on the shoulder. And they're like, as soon as they start talking about something evil, like, oh, we had to do it, and they lie. They do twitch, twitch. You see some stuff in their eyes, too. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's both. They'll give like a look and a twitch.
Officers getting yelled at and spat upon, but they have been calm and cool and collective. And we owe a debt of gratitude to all those municipal forces that have come in from across Canada, disrupted our city. You've heard our small business community. And this is costing a small fortune for the taxpayers of Ottawa. And that's one of the reasons why, under the Emergency Act, I've asked our solicitor and our city manager, how can we keep the tow trucks and the campers and the vans and everything else that we've confiscated and sell those pieces of equipment to help recoup some of the costs that our taxpayers are absorbing. So that's one of the provisions of the Emergency Act. And we have been a beneficiary of the Emergency Act. As they debated on the Hill, I asked the members of Parliament to consider. It's helped us a lot on things like confiscating vehicles, not having to swear in peace officers to the RCMP, and so many other things that have been very helpful over the course of this period, including you can't be under 18 and be in this rally. It's just unbelievable. We get copycats and people will think, hey, I'm going down to Parliament Hill and parking there for 3 or 4 days and having a big roast and everything else under the sun. We have to prevent that. We need a short-term plan to blockade Wellington, a longer-term plan on how we protect our residents much better than we have in the last 4 weeks.
What do you...
Okay. So he doesn't mind at all that his children and his grandchildren are going into slavery. Doesn't mind at all. Just let's recoup some of the money that was caused from the protesters to put back into the pockets of the politicians. That, you know, that money is not going to go back to the business owners or anybody in the town. It's going to go in the pockets of, who is this? The mayor of Ottawa, Jim Watson. Or it's going to go into the pocket of some police officers. Or, I mean, they only hired, 600, or I wonder how many police officers they hired to come out to this. It had to at least been 500. Maybe 600, maybe 1,000. I don't even know. I bet they'll tell us. They'll be like, we needed every one of them too. And 6, 7 horses. We had to trample them. They didn't even ask them to move back. Here's what burns me. All the people wanted, well, this guy says it. Let's just let him say it. I'm pretty sure this is the one.
You tell them that there are people here who are here for the right reasons, to fix Canada. And let me ask you this. You think the guy up in that tower over there is here to help Canada, or is he here to protect his own personal interests? What do you think? Is he here for me? Because I'll tell you, we came here, and we were here for 4 weeks. And you know why we stayed for 4 weeks? Because nobody listened and nobody spoke to us. Nobody spoke. For weeks. They call it an occupation. The only reason we stayed here that long is because there was no dialogue.
No dialogue.
We don't speak tear gas. We don't speak baton. We don't speak horse. We speak English and French.
The horses?
Okay. And I have kids, and that's why I'm here. It's not for me, it's for my kids. They're going to segregate my kids from society because I will get them a QR code. Yes. You better choose your side of history, sir.
That's right.
Choose your side. I cannot wait till you.
Someone's watching you.
Sorry about the wind.
Don't attack him now. You've heard the message. That's your heart there. Don't harden it. I can't wait to see the news story on CBC.
CBC. You gave him an earful. That's what this is about. This is about the QR code. Keep remembering that, because they'll make it about everything else except that mark of the beast. That mark of the beast. Somehow the forehead, you know, on the hand. It's coming. This is the owners of that cafe that we watched at the beginning. Oh, wait, we didn't watch this one yet. Hold on. This is the one. Okay. I'm sure they had coffee at their hotel. They're not wanting to give them business. They're wanting to shut their business down.
They're saying that they're going to break it.
You should zoom in. Oh, he did.
Okay, share this out, you guys. Get it out everywhere. Now, get it out. They're saying they're going to break the window.
They're threatening.
They already walked around back, you guys, so...
I know they can't get in because they're breaking in and they'll have to pay the thing so they can't.
Call those lawyers.
Here's your tax service. Here's your taxes at play, everyone. Welcome to absolute tyranny.
I love how calm they are.
I'd like to know who that lady is.
I don't trust you. You just go.
Are they Ottawa? Or are they Toronto? Or are they Vancouver?
Listen, I'm not going to open the door. This is private property. Yeah, I'll take the ticket later on.
Tell him you can't hear because he's wearing a mask. Keep sharing this out.
I want to know what happened to these people, but there's a picture of them right here. Hold on. Right here. Can good Canadians support these good Canadians without the fear of having their bank accounts frozen? Justin Trudeau. These are the owners of the iconic cafe, Enrico and Deborah Kuhn. They have been open for business during the Freedom Convoy 22. Now they want to put them in jail for serving the truckers. They said they will not give in. What they do is for their country and freedom all over the world. And then you guys should just listen to, read what people say, because there's so much there. There's just so much. People have gone through so much, and not all of it's getting out, you know. This says the Trudeau government's invocation of the Emergency Act is unnecessary, disproportionate, violates natural justice, intrudes into provincial jurisdiction, and creates a dangerous precedent. Alberta Premier Jason Kenney is filing legal challenge to end Trudeau's Emergency Act. Alberta will challenge it in court. So they're supposed to deliberate on it today and announce tonight if there's going to be the state of emergency. Okay, let's see what this one. MPs to vote tonight. Here it is. And to invoke Emergencies Act. CTV, they ran those people off several times. It was freaking hilarious. I wish if I could go back and get the small clips of those. They're awesome. Okay, let's see what this says. Oh, it's a commercial. Let's see. Okay, close that out. To that, Alberta is filing a court challenge to the unjustified use of the Emergencies Act. We may also intervene in support of other court challenges. As Tommy Douglas said about the use of the War Measures Act in 1970, it's like using a sledgehammer to crack a peanut. Ah, what did I do?
The government is starting to overheat, and even this is conflictual within its own caucus. And at the Bloc, we didn't think this wouldn't work. We didn't want to follow this, and neither did the Conservatives. And the NDP was kind of dithering. They had a hard time understanding what their position was until recently. And now the government said, we're going to twist people's arms. We're going to make sure we come out on top. And perhaps they went too far. But within their party, some people have said this. They decided to make this a confidence vote. This way, people will have a heart. They will be afraid to go into an election, and we'll be able to say that we'll be right, and people will follow us. And the member from Mirabel said, quite interestingly, that they made this should have been a conscience vote, rather, so that we could really look at the situation with integrity and analysis. They should have made it a conscience vote rather than a confidence vote.
Okay, I'm going to go watch that later. It's on ctvnews.ca politics MPS to vote tonight. So I'm sure we'll hear in like a Twitter or whatever, but this looks like it goes into some good details. So I saved that. Truckers blockade in DC for the State of the Union. This one was here. Let's see here. Yeah, it had an ad. Let's see. Let me just read what it says. Police have cleared the massive trucker blockade at Ambassador Bridge. It's old news. After days of protest. That's what happens when you start looking up to go to DC. It starts telling you about the Ambassador Bridge and stuff. There's not anything on the truckers yet that I've seen. Not really. I keep saying, oh, it's going to be this date, but we might change it or whatever. So until it happens, you know.
The federal government's invocation of the Emergencies Act is an unnecessary and disproportionate measure that can violate civil liberties, invades provincial jurisdiction, and creates a very dangerous but precedent for the future. And it's not necessary, as we've demonstrated here in Alberta at Coots and Ontario did at the Windsor Ambassador Bridge. Provincial law enforcement authorities are able to deal with illegal road blockades. And let's be clear, the rule of law must be applied. Law and order must prevail, regardless of the cause that people stand for. Folks in this country have the right peacefully and lawfully to protest. And I encourage people who feel strongly about vaccine mandates, public health restrictions, to do just that legally and peacefully. So the question then is, why does the federal government, using a power that is not necessary to seize bank accounts and assets, for example, from people arbitrarily, extrajudicially, without court orders based on their opinions or who they've donated to, power is really designed to interrupt things like terrorist financing. It doesn't make sense. That's why Alberta and 6 other provinces have spoken out against invocation of the Federal Emergencies Act. I've said that clearly to the Prime Minister a week ago. We've written to him underlining our reasons for opposing the Emergencies Act. And now I can announce that Alberta will be filing a court challenge to the Government of Canada's invocation of the Emergency Act. We will also be considering applying as an intervener to support the Canadian Civil Liberties Association and the Canadian Constitution Foundation. So we need to take action to defend, yes, the law and order, but also civil liberties and our Constitution in Canada. Alberta will be doing just that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Oh, yeah, this guy. You got to see this guy. And then I got one more thing to show you from last night, or I just made a small clip today.
If the protesters at this point, retreat and go home, are they going to be getting sort of repercussions down the road?
I want you to notice the twitch on this guy. Oh, my face is in the way. Hold on. Hold on. Let me move my face. I'll move me up in the corner. Transition. Okay. Watch now. Watch this guy twitch.
If the protesters at this point, retreat and go home, are they going to be getting sort of repercussions down the road? Or are you going to be sort of actively pursuing the people that you've been sort of documenting and filming who are still out there protesting? What are your plans after this, after the protest is over?
So thank you. It's a great question. And the simple answer is yes. If you are involved in this protest, we will actively look to identify you and
look how his whole body is just moving around. Doesn't it creep you out?
Follow up with financial sanctions and criminal charges. Absolutely. This investigation will go on for months to come. It has many, many different streams, both from a federal financial level, from a provincial licensing level, from a criminal code level, from a municipal breach of court order, breach of court injunction level. It will be a complicated and time-consuming investigation that will go on for a period of time. You have my commitment that that investigation will continue, and we will hold people accountable for taking our streets over.
Little tyrannical new chief of police. Ottawa police chief says even if protesters retreat and go home, they'll be hunted and punished, meaning they have zero incentive to leave because cowering won't save them. Isn't that just disgusting? Oh gosh, I can't stand that guy. Oh wait, I got one more with Justin Trudeau. I can't stand this guy either.
For the past few days, parliamentarians have been debating the Emergencies Act and will be voting on it tonight. I ask all members of Parliament to take action against illegal blockades and to stand up for public safety and for the freedom of Canadians. Invoking the Emergencies Act has been necessary. Law enforcement agencies relied on it to set up secured areas in downtown Ottawa and at border crossings. It prevented foreign money from continuing to fund illegal blockades, and it's making sure our borders remain open. It has been the responsible thing to do. For the past few days...
Okay. Oh man, I'll be glad when Jesus comes and gets us out of here. What's that? Oh, okay. Yeah, there was an explosion in the haunts, some broken glass and stuff. Okay, I want to show you one more thing. It's probably under access through Christ. I need to make it shorter and stuff, so it's not really ready to go, but I just want you to see it. It's just a short clip, and I'll fast forward a little bit
we could
through
do.
it. Okay.
When they got together like a football team, they had two in the front, like coaches, and they were saying, "What do
Okay,
we
wait,
want?
it's at the
Freedom."
end. I have a 5-minute clip somewhere. Okay, yeah, you gotta see this. Okay, wait, you gotta see a bunch of this stuff. Hold on. Okay, so, okay, see all these cops? There's a whole bunch over here. Look, there's a whole bunch over here. There's a whole bunch over here. They're towing all these vehicles using a front loader thing with a forklift thing on it. And they're just, you know, dragging it. And they get rid of all that stuff. But watch how many cops. Look at this. Cops after cops.
I think they lowered it to 4.
Skip through a
Tow
little
truck
bit.
drivers are like heroes. You know, it's
Because I want to show you at the
not gunshots, but
end.
it's definitely not fireworks.
And I speeded him up a little bit. Just watch. Watch how many cops. Okay. Still towing the trucks. I wanted to show him towing the trucks. But look at these cops. Just cops after cops. Here's a whole bunch right here. And they're not the same ones either. You would think like, oh, they went over there and now they're over here. No, there's like like this. I saw all at once. I saw one, and then there was one here, and there was a whole bunch of yellow ones here, and another group of black ones over here, and then they're down the street. They're with the protesters. So, like, he counted just in one group, there's like 70. And so, you know, there's at least 500 cops down there. I'm not exaggerating that. Okay, so
Almost like having
this is the creepiest thing. Sputsy, you're gonna love this.
a foreign military or something here. It's like, who are these people? I don't recognize them, but they're armed and they're ready to do some serious things.
How they got numbers on their backs.
Their brains are being equipped with new firmware. The Goof Gang.
Look at them congratulating.
Oh, look at them all cheering themselves on. Great job, guys. You tear gassed and pepper sprayed all kinds of Canadians. Oh. I wish I would have had that on the big camera. Come on, do that again. Cheer yourselves on.
You got a good one of they did it again later on. Like they took pictures and they had the big LRAD military vehicle behind it and everything. It was incredible. And he zoomed in on it with his regular camera. This is just crazy. The way they acted, and you know, when they had the horses out there and they trampled those couple of people and just, ugh. You just know it's all coming to a town near you, no matter where you are and around the world. Because the mark of the beast says that he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and
Wow,
bond,
here comes another gang of them. Wow.
to take the mark. He's gonna, and you know, the Antichrist is gonna have to use people that are ready to be used, like these people right here. They want to be tyrannical.
Do you hear what they're saying?
Listen to this. You're not going to believe it, Sputsy. They sound
I'll be
like
right with you. I gotta study this shot.
They sound, look at
There we go. Gestapo shot for sure. March, Gestapo, march. There we go. That was crazy. Could you hear what they were yelling out before they clapped and left? They were saying, what do we want? Freedom. And how do we want it? Fear. When do we want it? Now.
Okay, that was the end of that. Okay, he just got his panini, or whatever he calls it, pantini.
You got a video about the 4.3 fuel injectors? No. Nope.
Now, see this guy right here coming out the door?
I never had a problem with them.
Somebody accused Stunt Dummy for setting this thing up where this guy comes out the door. He's been sort of lost in the city. Like, he doesn't know exactly where he's going and all of this. He just went and got a panini or a pantini or whatever. And here comes this guy out the door.
I know a lot of people upgrade them.
Sir?
Yeah.
What do you think of this little organization that's going on right now?
What do you mean? You mean all the cops?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think right now, absolutely in my situation here, I'm going to let go a little bit for you. And I'm upset right now due to the fact of the matter is, I helped out 3.5 weeks here with the truckers.
Uh-huh.
He helped 3.5 weeks with the truckers.
With all the shoveling, cooking, cleaning.
Cooking, cleaning.
I mean, doing everything from top to bottom. And you know what, hauling fuel and this and that, right?
Helping get the fuel and all that.
I'm losing my finger tomorrow.
He's losing his finger tomorrow.
Get off right here.
No way. Do you mind if I show, brother?
Some people said they were UNs, but see, I don't know. They weren't wearing badges either on their. I mean, they had like a little black box where their name and badge is supposed to go.
I had the same problem. Not quite as bad, but I almost lost my fingers too.
Really, eh?
I can't feel my fingertips.
Now look at this hand here. See that hand here? How it's all.
Brother, oh my God.
Okay, so anyway.
Oh, bro.
I'm from Pembroke. Been down here 3.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And worked my ass off here with them, and I didn't realize I worked the bushel knife that I got frostbite.
Yeah.
Doing barbecuing and people cooking.
Yeah.
He's been hitting frostbite, and then he's been barbecuing, so he couldn't feel it when he burned his fingers.
Well, anyways, it had gone worse now and that. So my bogey had ran out, and I've been a week now without money.
Yeah.
And these places are taking people in as an fact of what's going on with this and that.
Yeah.
So I've been forced to stay at this backpack. It's $30 a night.
The old jail?
No, they have it down in York Street.
Okay.
So anyhow, I believe that with everything going on and this and that, that they should think about other people too that's helped out with all this organization stuff and this and that. Because,
So a bunch of people walk by, and he's like, hold on a second. He goes back to him. The guy says he worked inside this place right here to get the $15, but he still needs $15 more so to be able to stay in that like homeless shelter place. So then Stunt Dummy doesn't carry money on him, so he's like, hey, I need to, like, I don't know if there's a bank or something around here. It looks like they're all closed. He's like, and then this guy here is like, oh, I know where to go. So they go, and I'm just going to skip forward just a little bit, make it nice and easy because it's very windy and you don't want to hear all that. There's the ATM right there. And people in the chat room were like, don't do it, don't do it, don't go there. Like they were all scared for him. I just said, oh man, like I wanted to say don't go, but I didn't. I just it's like, why is he out here in the cold? Why is he lost? Because the people were partying down the street. They weren't helping the truckers. All the truckers had left. This is the last 2 days. So I was telling them, stay in the hotel, stay in the hotel. I was in the chat room. Don't leave. They're IDing people. They're, they're writing things down. They're, keeping a digital facial recognition and all of that of people that come down there. And they had like 9-foot gates that were like kettling people to hold them in there while they got the semi trucks out as they're gaining intelligence and things like that. So I was just like, you got the best view, just stay up there. But see, God had this in mind.
Right here, sir. All right. Okay, give me a second. What?
I was like, man, he's going to get robbed. Everybody in the chat room was like, don't do it, don't do it.
I felt Jesus in the last 3 weeks more than I ever felt in my life.
I just want to say, there was like a black guy that was preaching one night, and he, said the salvation prayer to Stunt Dummy, and Stunt Dummy said it. And I've just been praying for Stunt Dummy ever since, because he sounded like he was just doing like this prayer just to be nice or whatever. But he just said right then, never felt Jesus more than I have in the past 3 weeks than I have in my whole life. And that just, praise God. Praise God.
Well, you're about to, brother.
Sorry about the wind.
Do you want 20s? Or do you need 5s to pay? Yeah.
It's almost over. Another minute or two.
How the hell do you do this?
I mean,
I'm trying
this
to
was
get you 100, but it won't let me do 20s.
You just do it. You just say okay. Just hit.
It's a 10-hour video.
100.
Yeah. If you're going to get your finger cut off, you need to have cash with you, man.
I'm done. Say. I don't know if I can take this money from you.
You're going to take it, bro. Don't worry about it. You need it more than I do right now, for sure. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry that happened to you. Don't cry, bro. You're going to make me cry. Don't do it, man. I love you, bro. I'm really sorry.
Everybody say
really
a
sorry.
prayer for his finger.
Have a good night, brother. God bless you too, man. Take care, bro.
Isn't that amazing, you guys? So that was it. I just want to thank you for coming, you guys, and I wanted to give an update. Oh, I can tell you a little bit more about what he did real quick. So he goes back to the hotel, and then it kind of, this happened, and then the whole Nazi thing happened. So he got back to the hotel just in time to see all those Nazi troops. I think, because when he was out and they were kettling all those people, there was a ton of people in his chat room that had never been in there before. And they're all saying, go to this party, go to this party, go to this street, go to that. And they were trying to lead him off into another direction. And so I just feel like we're all placed somewhere at the right time. And maybe he read a suggestion of mine to go back to the hotel, or something else maybe that other people were saying, to be like, don't go to the party, just go back. They're getting kettled, things like that, is what I was saying. So, I just feel like the Holy Spirit leads and guides and directs his children. And I just pray that Stunt Dummy is all in for Jesus, because it's a ride. It's a real ride to know the Lord and to trust the Lord. And just like what he did right here, that was just fabulous. That was like the Holy Spirit guiding him the whole time. So he's planning on going to Quebec, I think, next. And he said in the beginning of this that he didn't even really want to like go do this, but he did. And I feel like the Holy Spirit's just, leading him and guiding him. And I pray for his protection, and I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for all who stand up for the truth. Whether you are part of the family of God yet or not, if you're seeking truth, the Bible talks about those who love the truth are on their way, or I can't remember the exact verse, but that they're Jesus is the truth. So if truth matters to you, then Jesus is going to matter to you. At some point in your life, you're going to put the two together, because he is the truth. So God bless you all, and thank you for coming. Like and subscribe, and don't forget to watch Stunt Dummies movie whenever he gets it done. He said it'd take 5 months or so. So I just wanted to give you a little taste of it. He has a good amount of stuff, good stuff in there.